The rings of Uranus, dark, mysterious, and overlooked. When people think of planetary rings, Saturn usually steals the show, bright, icy, massive. But guess what? Uranus has rings too, and they're fascinating in their own strange, shadowy way. Let's explore the rings of Uranus, the most mysterious ring system in our solar system. First discovered in 1977, unlike Saturn's obvious rings, Uranus rings are dark and narrow. They weren't spotted by telescope, but by a star in 1977. Scientists observed a distant star blink out multiple times as Uranus passed in front of it. Those blinks weren't moons, they were rings blocking the starlight. It was the first time rings were discovered around a planet other than Saturn. What are Uranus rings like? At least 13 known rings. Most are thin, dark, and made of rocky debris, not bright ice. The main rings are just a few kilometers wide. They sit about tens of thousands of kilometers above the planet's surface, and unlike Saturn's flat, wide bands, Uranus rings are tight, narrow, and dim, almost invisible without infrared imaging or radar. Why are they so dark? Uranus rings are some of the darkest objects in the solar system. They reflect only about 2% of the sunlight that hits them, possibly made of carbon-rich rock or radiation-darkened ice. They may have formed from collisions between moons, creating dusty debris. They're not flashy, but they're rich in mystery. Tilted like the planet. Remember, Uranus spins on its side, with a 98 degrees axial tilt. So its rings are also tilted dramatically, orbiting around the planet's equator, which lies almost vertically compared to the Sun. From Earth, we occasionally see the rings face on or edge on depending on Uranus' position, and that affects how visible they are. Recent discoveries and what's next. In 2005, Hubble and Keck Observatory discovered two faint, outer rings. One of them is red-colored, rare for ring systems. The James Webb Space Telescope is now giving us even clearer views, detecting new ring structure and heat signatures. Future missions could explore how Uranus rings interact with its moons and magnetic field. Why Uranus rings matter. They offer clues to the violent history of Uranus and its moons, help scientists understand why different planets form different types of rings, show us how gravity and collisions shape ring systems. They're like Saturn's moody, shadowy cousin, subtle, strange, and scientifically golden. So what are the rings of Uranus? Thin, dark, mysterious, and unlike anything else in the solar system. You can't see them with the naked eye, but they're out there, circling a sideways planet, whispering stories of a chaotic past.